So when it comes to integration, what are some of the options that are out there? Kind of hinted at some of these already. And one of the ones that we see really commonly is manual data transfer. So that's maybe downloading an Excel file, uploading it, that's keying from one system to another. So if we think of the brute force effort, that's really where everybody starts out. And quickly that has its limits. And then you often move to frequently native or point-to-point integration. So while some CRM systems will have some native integration capabilities to ERPs, they can often be very limited. Or these point-to-point solutions that are specifically sold, and often think of them as a black box to solve this problem. And while they might solve that problem, and if you do your diligence correctly, they'll meet your business needs maybe at that point in time, if you did the proper diligence, neither of those have the flexibility to accommodate a growing and dynamic business. And that often presents limitations. You end up re-implementing, adding a different solution, breaking it apart. And that has a cost to it as well. And particularly where companies get constrained and they aren't actually evolving their business processes because their integration tool that they picked doesn't support it, and they don't want to go to manual and end up actually holding the business back because of automation. And that's the opposite of what you want. And then the third option that we see is companies embarking on doing direct API integration. This is typically more technical organizations. We often see a lot of times a software company will do that, and no one has developers just sitting around, but more technical organization will think, well, we'll just code something up. We'll apply some development here to wire these systems together. And very often we see these coded solutions around integration that, well, it might work, it only works sort of. And again, it's limited. It's now have custom software, and you don't have the governance, you don't have the scalability, you don't really have the maintainability, and especially the management around errors. And the time to value is often poor. You might be able to get something cobbled together, but to really get it in an equivalent level feature-wise with a platform is going to take a huge investment, and in the long term, TCO can just be crippling for organization. And so that's what leads us to what we call business process automations, and those are pre-built solutions on top of our iPaaS that actually encapsulate business logic and pre-map fields and records with that logic built in, with flexibility of the iPaaS with them. So you get really the best of both worlds. And this is the most modern option. We're bringing you something that's unique in the iPaaS space. And a solution like this is much more beyond a basic template. And what Chris is going to show you here in another minute is specifically our Salesforce NetSuite integration app, our business process application for this use case. And it contains the experience that we've derived from almost 1,000 customers that have been doing that we've been working with to solve this automation problem. And we're taking the wisdom from that and rolling that into a managed application that is still on top of the iPaaS. And so by managed means we can centrally manage that from a standpoint. If Salesforce makes a change, if NetSuite makes a change, and we see the need to update our application, we can make that update and we can roll that out across our customer base, so you get the benefits from that. So you get all of those benefits and rapid time to value, as you'll see, very quick implementation. So we're removing the technical barriers, but also you're still on an integration platform. So anything that may come up as your business gets more complex, whether it's maybe moving to CPQ, maybe it's getting more data moving upstream, adding in, say, a reoccurring billing solution, we can handle all of those as your needs grow or change over time, but you still get the quick time to value. And that's really the a key differentiator for working with Celigo, for our Salesforce to NetSuite solution.